Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Wrasslin for Life Network. Myself, that pretty face, we're going to jump into your wrestling predictions, your bold predictions of 2026. Going to be a fun one. Get in that chat. Let us know what you're thinking. Like, share, subscribe, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. If we haven't said this to you yet, Happy New Year. Hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, safe. You're feeling good. You're doing good. Everything's rolling smooth into the new year. But myself, Big Nick, and who knows who else, including this chat, are going to break down our bold predictions for 2026. What might happen, what could happen, what crazy things have just spun off our little minds here. But like I said, that gentleman next to me and myself, and if you don't know who we are, well, I'm Mr. Evernight, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrasslin for Life Network proudly brings you its tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick. And yes, it's a new year. It's a time for declarations and proclamations. And we're getting bold with these predictions tonight. Not those cupcake, well, I think so-and-so is going to get called up. Well, so-and-so is going to turn heel. No, we're going bold. We're going brave out here. Not just what we want to happen, what we think is going to happen.
Right. We do apologize. There was a slight technical issue. We did work it out. Sometimes being live as often as we are, there's a little bit of a delay, but we appreciate everyone for being here on a Sunday night. Hopefully you're enjoying your weekend. And like Nick said, we're going to go big. We're going to call out some stuff. Again, some of it's going to be just, yeah, that makes sense. And other stuff might cause a little bit of a kerfuffle. Get in the chat. We will start off a bunch of your comments. I see a bunch of people. We're not going to run through all the roll call as usual, but get your comments in. We'll click through some of these as we go, and we'll get your bold predictions up as well. But I guess no better way to start. Let me do this to start, Nick. Okay. This is what we'll do. All right, bold predictions. And some of these aren't going to be bold because they're pretty obvious, but channel predictions for 2026. We are going to hit 10K, folks. We are probably going to do it before WrestleMania. But we're going to hit 10K in 2026 for sure. Nick and I have made promises when it comes to that. We're going to average triple digits. We are going to continue to climb. As a channel, we're going to continue to open the doors and have people pop in. We're going to see where this can go. We're going to grow. We're going to expand. In 2026, we might actually even have sponsors. We've done it on our own for this long. It's time to level up. Any bold predictions from my fellow over there?
I wasn't sure. I wasn't getting ready to, do bold predictions for us. And I think
I just added that on the fly.
Oh, that's the fun. You've taken the words right out of my mouth, sir. We're again often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. We do what we do because other people can't do what we do. And like you said, we've made the early bold prediction that when we get 10K subscribers, you and I are going to get tattoos of the logo and maybe show it on the channel and all of that.
That's it.
But absolutely. Continue to grow. Just 2025 was a down year across the board, I feel, in pro wrestling as a whole. 2026, I think things hit a new gear.
Yeah, let's crank it up. Let's go crazy. Big show coming up tomorrow. We will be live for Raw, the Netflix anniversary. We got some European tour dates coming up in January. We got the Rumble coming up. We're going to be here for all your favorite wrestling. We're going to continue to watch as much wrestling as we physically can. And hopefully you guys will be along for the ride. We're looking forward to 2026. But Nick, let's get into some nitty gritty. Do you want to lead the way with something?
Fair enough. I gotta pull up my notes here. So, well, and I wished another person would have been here before this because this would have been a great talking point. But my first one is TNA will beat an AEW show in the ratings. Now, I'm not saying specifically Dynamite. I'm not saying specifically Collision, but I'm also not counting Ring of Honor because that's not on TV.
Facts. So again, I think if we're just doing by ratings numbers, how they do on AMC compared to, TNT or TBS. I mean, that doesn't even, I don't know how bold that feels, but I think we're ready. I mean, it would be very interesting to see how TNA pulls numbers in the beginning. And again, do they pull big numbers and then taper off? But I could see them being in that 500,000 range.
Does like the debut episode get like the high, much like Raw
My
on
peak.
Netflix and everything, and then you got to see where they really taper off throughout the rest of the year?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, again, it's going to be their challenge to maintain. If you're going to get all those eyes, I know they're going to be using their WWE relationship to help grow this. So, yeah, man, I think there's an opportunity here where they could really do some things and make, have a lot of people that want to tune in.
Well, I notice now we're going to have the Thursday Night Wars. We've had the Tuesday Night Wars, the Wednesday Night Wars, the
Right.
Monday Night Wars. Now we finally reached Thursday because we've got JCW Lunacy, who, Vince Russo got robbed by Triple H by Matt Cardona signing, but I digress. And then you've got Ring of Honor, and now you've got TNA.
Only one of those is a nationally televised program.
I know.
Only one of those is any realm of any sensibility here. Yeah, that's adorable, sliding your newfound affection for JCW into this. But or is it JCW? No, that's something else. But yeah, well, your newfound love for Russo is where I'm going with this.
I don't have no love for that, man.
But yeah, no. TNA is going to go. It'll be very interesting how Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays play out in 2026, and arguably Tuesdays pretty strong right now.
Yeah, and TNA making its final jump, its big jump to TV. If it does beat AW in a show, in ratings, that kind of really starts to cement that whole conversation of it's the number 2.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a big topic of conversation where everyone says, a lot of people tried to push the narrative of AEW closing the gap on WWE in 2025. Maybe so, for whatever reason, multiple reasons perhaps. But now you got TNA chomping at your heels. And if TNA can put together a cohesive show that makes sense, that people want to watch, what do you say then? How will that be taken by the sickos? How will that be digested? How do you defend that? How is the likes of fucking Slappy Happy and Meltzer out there going to try and spin this in the positive AEW narrative? We'll see.
Twitter will have a nice little meltdown, but that's the thing. It's like the debut episode, I think, is going to be their highest rated one. What's really going to tell is a couple weeks down the road, a month down the road, how do they stay live? Do they stay in that 9 o'clock time slot? Do they move to 8? Do they get a couple recorded episodes? Do they go back that way?
Yeah, I mean, again, the live component to this matters. And I hope they know that, and I hope they have a plan for that, for sure. Right. All right. That one, not bad kickoff. Where can I take this little journey? Let's start with something that I think will be near and dear to your heart. Also, one of our friends out there. But Karrion Kross arrives at TNA in 2026.
That's a really good one. Well, because does Karrion Kross show up on TV? Like, does he go back to WWE? Does he show up in AEW? Him showing up in TNA, I think, would be a really huge get and a really smart decision. If you're TNA, like we were saying, if you're going to try and make a splash in that first episode, and you're going to get the people talking, I got to make sure I tune in next week, all that, you pair him up with the Righteous. I get kind of what I wanted, just not where
you wanted it.
Yeah.
No, I think it's possible. I think it's a good fit. And I think now, if your hesitation with TNA is, we're probably making a little more money doing the indie thing, blah, blah, blah. But the idea that you might be able to get yourself back on nationally televised programming, to me, might open up the doors for TNA to get their hands on a few people.
Absolutely. And to answer Mr. Stormy real quick, yes, we will be here live for TNA on AMC when they go live in their debut episode, which is where you would have all your big splashes, your big moments, like we saw with SmackDown season premiere, first of the year. You have Matt Cardona debut. Monday Night Raw tomorrow night, you've got the world title on the line, everything. You might see Jericho. They're going to make a big splash, and I don't know if there's a guy on the indies that could make a bigger splash right now showing up in like TNA than Kross.
Yeah, Kross would be seismic, especially if you did it right? Like if Kross popped up and kicked Frankie Kazarian in the mouth, or Mike Santana gets his hands back on gold, and it's Kross that shows up to ruin that party.
Yeah,
man, I don't know. I think there's something there. I think it will be very interesting because the whole Kross thing in 2025, that was one of the biggest stories of 2025, and it ends up being one of the like almost an anomaly of it was a big story, then it was nothing, and then what the fuck.
Yeah, it's one of those, it was a big story, but it's still not one of the big things people talk about wrapping up like the end of the year and everything. We saw everybody doing their, year-end reviews or their stuff for 2026 and everything like we're doing with this. And the cross thing was a big splash, and then it's gone quiet. It's gone radio silent.
A little bit, right? Like it's kind of crazy. So, we're both fans of cross. We know, I know we tease you about your cross fandom. But I do think there's something there. There's a talent there that, are you surprised that Tony hasn't got into that, or is there other issues such
I
as
think we've talked about with the
there might
the
be
palace and everything. That might have been an issue. Yeah, and I just think that it would be it's a nice way to put Cross as a foundational piece. And if WWE doesn't want to do it, then he'll be WWE adjacent. It's again going to still be on primetime TV. He's a guy that fits being on an AMC. We've talked about that with The Walking Dead, Breaking Bad. The Cross type character fits that kind of channels vibe.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the idea. That's the hope, and I think it's got potential. It's got potential. What do you got?
Next one I have, I keep forgetting to click the notes one. Oh, I almost should grab my scarf for this one. MJF, Maxwell, Jacob Friedman will have a year-long title reign.
Oh, I'm saying no fucking way. No way.
We've had two very fast we've had fast title changes and everything. You really need to reestablish who Maxwell is and who's the bigger draw, who's the biggest attention getter, trendsetter than Maxwell Jacob Friedman on that roster. And you have him play the big baddie. You have him play that Roman Reigns. You can't fuck with me, Art.
Well, the only way I could agree with that bold prediction is by by throwing away one of my bold predictions. So they tie together nicely because what I want in 2026 is an MJF Will Ospreay program. I want them to run it right into All In. I want it to be big, and I think Will Ospreay beats MJF for the world title. Ospreay finally gets his belt.
If I don't do the whole year, I can see that. Like I could see that's a double-sided coin that I'm fine with either way it lands a little bit. I think you need a long title reign for sure, though, to establish Max.
Are we just trying to like cleanse ourselves of the Moxley? Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. Of a bit. Well, and just we had the Moxley one that was super long, and then we had quick title change. I know it might be a bit much to go back into another year-long title reign, but Max needs to be established as a champion. And I don't know who gets to him first, whether it's Kenny. I don't know if we're even going to see Ospreay in 2026, unfortunately. Is it Swerve? Is it Hangman? Does Joe get back? I think MJF just goes and needs to go back to that top level. Remember when he was going to be the hottest free agent in 2024, and then he wasn't? And he needs to get back to that Maxwell.
Yeah, I want him to be fiery. That's why I like the idea of him going up against Ospreay, because I think they can make it work. They can make, if you play keep away, people are going to be dying for Ospreay. If you do it right, people are going to be begging for Ospreay to beat MJF, even if they stretch it out to World's End, say. If, we don't know when. I'm not sure when Ospreay's coming back to full-time duty. But yeah, if you get him on a good run, he doesn't have to win, the first time he goes after MJF. MJF can cheat to win and play keep away and be arrogant. And again, with a great heel, which MJF has proven he can be, and you're Superman in Ospreay, to me, that's your printing money in 2026.
That's fair, but I think you need to get there. You need to give it a lot of time.
You're going to have some buffers.
Well, you're going to have Ospreay lose a match or two beforehand because he's going to get screwed. All of that. You're going to have a couple months of that at least at minimum. I think beforehand you might get a buffer. Him versus Kenny, I think, is still a great match. I don't know if Kenny wins. I know Fletcher might be a guy that challenges MJF for the world title in 2026 or makes a run at the world title.
Fletcher's babyface?
He might end up a babyface because of everything with Takeshita and the
Okay.
Don Callis family and Okada. I still think Takeshita is a guy who could have a world title run. I like the idea of having serious challengers. Like if Bobby Lashley was healthy, Bobby Lashley should be one of the first challengers for
Yeah.
MJF as world champion. We already know he's going to have a match with Bandito. I like the idea of throwing these top level challengers at MJF, but he wins. He cheats. He lies. He steals. He, still gets one over the whole time because you establish him back again, feeling like that devil character that I am the heat seeker. I am the top guy in this company.
Right. Yeah, I think so. I know, and I don't disagree with you at all. I love him playing keep away from all the baby faces. Like there is a good amount of guys that the fans love to cheer for that you can just have MJF be a prick to for the bulk of the year.
Well, and also you mentioned about the Moxley thing of how he played keep away literally with the title. Maxwell's going to have that fucker everywhere. He is going to have a triple B on anything and shove it in people's faces. So it's like the opposite of Moxley.
Well, and I think with MJF, I think the payoff is going to be better than what we got with Moxley. Like, we had, again, I'm not going to beat up Moxley today because we can do that all year. But, I think when you get MJF and a Fletcher, MJF and a Speedball, MJF and you go through the list of names of baby faces you could throw at him. Even with him retaining, you're going to get really good matches. You're going to get real strong matches. Swerve's still in the mix. How does that play out? You might have to, instead of just having mid-card belts, make your mid-card matter.
Yeah, who would have thunk it? But now I can't remember whose turn it is because you merged yours with mine.
I think, that's kind of back to you.
Fair enough then. Well, and also still, shout out Ronan, MDB, Boston. I saw you in the chat. Jason, Ken, Simoni, saying hi to everybody. But yes, notes of we were talking about world champions, and speaking of a champion who might be making an appearance, but Randy Orton will hear voices in his head and become world champion in 2026.
Oh, again, I kind of. Is it like he wins world champion and or he retires? Does he?
He's not retiring in 2026. No.
So you think we're going to get Randy Orton in 2027 still?
Oh, absolutely. I think this year is Brock Lesnar and AJ Styles' year. They retire.
Well, there's another one of my bold ones. Maybe not so bold, but Brock Lesnar's done this year.
I would agree if that's probably Gunther does that. Does not? AJ go to Gunther too as well?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I still, one of my bold predictions, and actually almost a perfect time to bring up this bold prediction as soon as I find the right button. Here we go. Folks, friends, everybody, we got company.
Hello. How do I sound? Do I sound okay?
You sound okay.
You sound the best you've sounded so far. I'll put it that
way. All right. I have to buy a whole new mic. It is gone. It's destroyed. So I'm using my AirPods. So hopefully everything sounds good.
There you go.
Okay.
DNA Tony back in the house.
Hey, no, we got to do the whole intro again then and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings you its tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I'm Big Nick, but no one cares about that because we got the man who puts the T in TNA, the resident ringsider insider, TNA Anthony. How you doing, my guy?
I am doing good. I'm happy to be back. It was me that caused the technical difficulties, but I am back and I'm ready to talk some wrestling. It's been a minute.
It's definitely been a minute, sir. We were just talking some AJ Styles, and I'm going to parlay Nick's comment into the fact that I do believe in 2026 we're going to see AJ Styles on TNA programming.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Absolutely. I think that's kind of what he wants. He kind of alluded to it after Slammiversary when they did I think it's called I forgot what the documentary was, but he kind of alluded to it. And he even said if TNA didn't go sour back when he was there, he would have stayed with TNA. So we would have probably never got him in WWE if TNA didn't go sour back in the day.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
Well, he was pretty much TNA's Sting kind of level of how Sting was pretty much never going to leave WCW. AJ's been synonymous with TNA, even though now at this point he's technically had more matches and I think almost had a longer career in WWE because of when he showed up at the Royal Rumble. But yeah, he has to have at least one last match before he hangs it up this year in TNA.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you're right. I think his WWE career is longer than his time with TNA. So that definitely has to happen in 2026. Like we need to have AJ Styles one more time in TNA.
Do you kind of like run them down in WWE as far as like finish up a little bit and then kind of go over that way and then maybe do a little run there and then go off again, almost double up on the goodbye?
I think so. I think that's a possibility to have him like kind of end with WWE and then go back to TNA for a small run, or in the midst of his last year, he's still contracted to WWE, but he does a small run in TNA while contracted to WWE because of the partnership, and then he takes his final bow in a WWE ring.
Sean read my mind here. Do we think AJ wins the TNA championship one last time?
Why not?
Win one for the Gipper?
Well, I mean, as far as news and noteworthy, why not? Why, as TNA, why would you not do that? He's the most recognizable name on that program if he's there. Yeah, I would be hard pressed not to give him the belt for a little bit.
Yeah. Or even if he chases it for a while. So maybe he chases it over, the course of, I'm just throwing out months here. Maybe from May until July, which is Slammiversary, and he wins that Slammiversary, but immediately retires at least from the TNA portion after he wins the title.
Well, because he never got a true TNA send off or anything, I don't believe. He
Right.
just showed up at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So he gets in that nice little. It's like if Sting was able to, instead of retiring in AEW, he went back to WCW before he retired fully.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I think you got a lot of opportunity for sure. But let's go into another bold prediction. And being that the gentleman to my left, I believe it is, was late, do you want to throw one at us?
Yeah, I got one. Let me see here. This is one that I've held this bold prediction for like 3 years. I say it every year, but 2026 is the year that Paige returns to WWE.
Oh, that's on my list. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think the time is right. I think she still has a lot left in the tank. Obviously, the things that I know, she said she was happy in AEW, but the run she had in AEW from a fan's perspective and fans' eyes, it just wasn't great. I am not sure with the standpoint of where WWE is right now with certain superstars not getting, TV time, but I think a place where Paige is right now, going back to WWE and hopefully getting a decent run, maybe a world title, would be something in 2026 we could see.
Okay, because I was going to ask, what capacity does she come back in? Because you started mention about her getting a decent run and everything like that. So you think that she comes back in ring?
I think she comes back in ring. I think she. I know she was cleared by AEW since. I believe personally she can be cleared by WWE since as well. If you look at Daniel Bryan, if you look at Edge, I think Paige could be on that list as well. So I can see Paige coming back, to WWE as a wrestler.
Okay, I'm not saying I don't see that. I think it's more of, I don't know if she'd want that, and I'm halfway more of, I don't want that, respectfully, a little bit. Well, she didn't have much left in the tank when she was doing her run in AEW and everything, and I can't really be anti Nikki Bella and pro Paige when they both seem like they're at the same kind of level at this point. No disrespect, but kind of disrespect. I think she comes back as like an authority figure or something. I actually have a prediction related to another authority figure. So maybe she fills in some capacity because another authority figure does something else.
What? Because Nick Aldis going to get in the ring?
I didn't say that.
Oh, I'm saying it.
Why are
I
you
like
saying words in my mouth? Why are you taking my predictions before I say my predictions?
I like parlaying these bold predictions into other ones. I like them.
I think 100% Nick Aldis has a match in 2026. If not, he might have one against Cody or Drew.
Cody or Drew. I think 100%. I'm almost convinced.
That so Nick Aldis steps back into the ring this year.
Yeah, we get at least, well, maybe not permanently, but we get him at least once in ring.
Okay, I like that.
Well, you haven't given your opinion on Paige, though.
I think there's value in Paige. I don't know how much it is like in ring. I'd be a bit of a hypocrite because of all the criticism I kind of threw at Nikki Bella. Paige kind of feels similar to Nikki Bella. I love Paige, but I'd rather see some of these Soul Rook, Jordan Grace. Like there's plenty of names that I'd like to see instead of Paige. But Paige, kind of what they did with Mandy, with Toxic Attraction before they were Toxic Attraction. What were they called? It was Paige,
they were
Mandy Rose.
Now they were Fatal Influence. Now they're Fatal Influence.
Whatever, but you could kind of have Paige run that and do that kind of vibe again. Her as a GM.
When she had what was it, the Riot? Well, not the Riot Squad, but whatever. Her little faction there with Tony Storm and Ruby Soho,
right?
In AEW or anything. If she's more even a manager or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have her than Ava.
Yeah, a manager would work. Me personally don't want to see the GM thing again because she did do that close to the end. I think she was like SmackDown GM or maybe Raw GM for like a year.
Hey guys,
yeah, for like a year. But a manager would work well. I would like to see that because she is very good on the mic. I personally think she's a good mic worker.
Yeah, and the bet. Thank you, Absolution.
Absolution. Thank you.
Yeah, but no, that's where she can work as a manager or anything like that. And going back to the oldest thing, we saw Nigel wrestle in 2024 or 2025, sorry. And Aldis already was a talent before he took the kind of GM role. We've seen him get a little bit more physical and a little bit more involved and face-to-face in these storylines. There was the point to where we thought a while ago Pierce was going to wrestle Roman and come out of retirement. So what if, Aldis actually has a match with Drew if they do a show, a pay-per-view in the UK, or even he reignites that feud with Cody does something similar to the 10 pounds of gold.
You could. Would people be into a Nick Aldis, Cody Rhodes rivalry at this point, though? That's my only concern. But you can get us there. And I mean, if it's part of this potential Cody Rhodes heel turn, I mean, maybe not Aldis sides with Drew and he's, now maniacal. I don't know. There's history there. Nick Aldis can go. Look, he's a big man. We see him like busting out of those medium shirts. Come on, what are we doing?
Well, that's why he's wearing the medium shirts to still show, hey, I can go.
Just jacked. All right, Nick, what's that?
I was asking whose turn it was.
You want to toss one out?
Fair enough. Austin Theory will win Money in the Bank.
Oh, I like that one.
I've seen a lot of people throw out different names for Money in the Bank. I've seen people talk about Rumble winners and everything. I think Austin Theory, because we still don't even know whose side is he on. Why do you have to have a tree out? I'm still holding he's a sleeper cell. He's a double agent out there. And if he has Money in the Bank and say, maybe at that time, Braun Breaker's the world champion or anything, might get a little interesting because you can see that they're holding court over everything. But what if they start to not agree so much, and then all of a sudden you get a stomp right onto a briefcase?
That's interesting. I like that. I'm a big fan of Austin Theory, and for him to be away from TV so long, I was devastated. So him being back, is great. Giving him the Money in the Bank briefcase, I think would be perfect. Now, what comes though is since Money in the Bank, I believe, happens after Slammiversary. Not Slammiversary, SummerSlam. I'm sorry. Got two different pay-per-views mixed up. But it's interesting of how that stretch would be from Royal Rumble or from Money in the Bank to Royal Rumble and potentially to WrestleMania with the briefcase still kind of being in play since it's after SummerSlam. But Austin Theory is legit. I feel like future. I feel like he should have been world champion by now, but having him win the Money in the Bank is a great step in that direction.
The only person that I kind of like right now, as I sit here, that I think I had written down for Money in the Bank would be Finn Balor. I think Finn Balor might surprise us and have a big 2026 to give him some promo time at the end of this year to kind of speak on. He's going to carry the Judgment Day on his back, which I think sets him up to get pushed out of the fucking Judgment Day finally.
Finally, well,
that should be one of the
2026
predictions.
needs to be the year of payoffs more than anything. 2025 was the blue balls of fucking wrestling for a year. Every story just kept going and never had any real payoff. 2026, we come to completion. Pause on all of that. But I've heard a different name outside of my Austin Theory name.
Okay.
Dom Mysterio wins Money in the Bank.
Oh my
And
God.
that's where you can switch it the other way of what with the Finn story if you needed to do that. Finn wins one for the Gipper, and right as he wins it, Dom cashes in. Haha, screw you. And just Dom with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Imagine, and I can't even remember if the Money in the Bank was around, how much it crossed over with Eddie's career and everything. But imagine Eddie Guerrero rolling around with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Just do that with Dom now.
Yeah. Have him run amok. And I mean, again, he's got it's a great way to get him the world title without him actually trying to go over a Gunther.
Him actually beating like a Roman Reigns or a Randy Orton or something.
Shit.
I cheat, I steal.
Now I want to say just do Dom and not Austin.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Those were the two names I had seen thrown around.
Yeah.
I got one more.
Go for it.
I got a man that I miss near and dear to my heart, returning from injury to shock the world and get a title in 2026, and potentially through Money in the Bank, Kevin Owens.
Come
on. I want KO back.
Does Sammy win a belt though?
2027.
Well, it's kind of great that you mentioned that because that was actually on my list of Sami Zayn becoming world champion in 2026. So I mean, I feel like if we prolong this any longer with Sami Zayn, it's just never going to happen.
The longer we go, I mean, but we kind of feel that way about LA Knight, which I don't know if either one of you have them on here. Like, anybody putting them on the bold prediction? I'm looking at Nick.
No, well, the halfway with some of him, it feels like it's a bit of a layup. Like at least to me, because I know some people are crashing out of, oh my God, they buried him. They're never going to use him. They've ruined him. They've soiled him. I think that he's going to come back and he's going to be, the Stone Cold Steve Austin that just running roughshod for a hot minute there. He could be a name that wins Money in the Bank. Does he end up a world champ? Like, does he close out the year as a world champ, or does he win it middle of the year and then drops it, like a Survivor Series or something?
That's the catch, right? Like, again, how many title runs will they be? Could it parlay further? But we don't know. I mean, again, we kind of get in our head that like someone wins the belt, they're going to have it for a while. But I mean, at the end of the day, we got to get KO back healthy first.
Well, yeah, with KO, or even Dennis brings up Jacob Fatu. All gas, no brakes with it. Jacob winning Money in the Bank.
Jacob might have a beef with Cody.
Yeah. Well, honestly, that could be a way. It's not spoiler alert for Friday to where Drew ends up winning because you realize that Cody's the one who took out Jacob, not Drew.
Yeah, that's insane.
Well, is that a thing? Can we all just talk about this at this point? I guess of that Cody Rhodes turns heel in 2026. Confirmed. Yes, confirmed.
No,
you don't think so? The whole year stays babyface.
The whole year? That's a long time.
I feel like if we don't do something soon, though, if we don't do like some type of minimal change with Cody Rhodes, I feel like the fans are just going to
Give up.
give up.
Ugh.
And I
Cody.
don't mind Cody Rhodes being the way he is now. Like it doesn't bother me. I wish like, and this is not Cody Rhodes' fault. Like the thing with Drew McIntyre feels like it's been going on since 1993. But it's like I wish things would end quickly for Cody Rhodes, or storylines for Cody Rhodes end a little bit quicker. And I feel like things drag a little bit with Cody Rhodes. And I feel like if we do a heel turn, something minimal that's noticeable but not like super noticeable, that can prolong this a little bit before the fans just kind of give up.
Who needs to win more, Cody or Drew, for the
Drew.
world title?
Drew.
True, right? Oh shit. Dude, now that's the perfect opportunity. You're right. As much as I'm like, I'm not sure, but I mean, as much as Cody seems so true to being babyface, him losing the title could be the catalyst to, maybe he claps Aldis upside the head with a chair. Maybe he beats the shit out of Sammy because everybody loves to beat up Sammy. Yeah.
This man out here crying over John Cena's sneakers and a fucking picture you can Google and print off from any home computer. That's the thing, is this man is just the most sensitive little sunflower I ever did see. I'm a Cody dry-eyer, as I've said. So I'm waiting for this man to go back to the jet black hair and go Sith Lord on us and everything.
Yeah, okay.
I like it.
All right. How about this for a bold prediction? I don't even know if this is that bold, but I believe that one of the main events or co-main events of WrestleMania will be Jade versus Bianca.
100% agree with that.
I know Belair's health is a concern.
If she's healthy, yes.
If she's healthy, and I know people are saying the summer, but I don't know. I don't trust them. I think she might pop up at Rumble or pop up at Elimination Chamber. I mean, I think it's a finger injury. We can work around it, right?
Yeah, I'm not a hand doctor or anything.
I mean,
been out just for a long while for a digit.
I mean, I've seen people on social media talking about they'll give up a finger for Bianca Belair. Like, just take my finger. I don't need it. So they want her to come back so much.
And my bow and my sword. No, but I'm surprised, and I know MDB probably definitely mentioned this, of anything with Naomi. I'm not trying to rush a paternity story or anything like that, but does Naomi show up? What does Naomi do in WWE in 2026?
What is her due date?
The last I know, I think that might have been like December, not December. I think like November-ish, that she was 5 months. So she could be a little bit longer than that now. I'm not sure, but I mean, if you want her to come back in any capacity that's not wrestling, just having her show up on screen and cut the promo she was cutting throughout the summer this past year would be perfect, because she was just entertaining cutting promos.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay.
But yeah, I think with Bianca, as long as she's healthy, her and Jade, that's the payoff of that story. I know Jade's had the eyes for Rhea Ripley, Stephanie McMahon, Chelsea Green, here, there, and everywhere. Bianca versus Jade is the way you finish out that story. I hope, though, that she comes back at a point to where they can give that a little bit of a story into it, not just, boom, here's the match.
Well, I feel like the story is technically already there. So
it is, but I need a refresh.
Oh, yeah. Well, what I was going to say is, like, my suggestion would be, if I was in the writer's room, you have Jade basically run down Bianca and Naomi, using Naomi as, Naomi turned on me, but then you left me. And then I had to find my own ground and my own footing. And now I'm the champion and I don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
And you can run that and then you build off of that. And then boom, that gets you your WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
Jade, Jordan Grace?
It could be. I mean, that one's such an interesting one because it is really an obvious like mismatch size wise, but Jordan's a tank, so
Yeah.
it would be
Juggernaut,
interesting.
Mitch.
Yeah, I'm just again, I mean, if they can get into a groove and get in a program, why not? Like Jordan obviously being teased for the main roster now. And this is where, I mean, if you go back a few months and you see a lot of the people that were melting down about, you know, certain wrestlers going to NXT and such, I mean, not all of them go through like the cookie cutter program of like win a title, then drop the title. And then like some people just get there, get kind of brushed up and sent on.
Well, and with all of the call outs and everything, and this isn't exactly call ups, I should say, sorry. This isn't a prediction I had on my list or anything. Does SmackDown, because it seems like that's going to be the home of, you know, Trick shows up and Cardona shows up and Jordan Gray shows up, if they're going to use that as here's the new talent over here,
Mm-hmm.
do you start to see, if anyone remembers the term of the SmackDown Six,
Yep.
do you see something like that happen on Friday Night SmackDown in 2026? To where they kind of get that core group of talent that you tune into a SmackDown to see.
Yeah, I think near the end of 2025, we saw, you know, we're starting to see kind of that build up, like the Elias and you know, Carmelo, like these work rate guys that are going to go in there. Last, you know, we talk about Friday night. They cooked on Friday, Carmelo and Gargano.
Right.
Again, that's what you kind of get with having those guys there. Yeah, I think there's a lot of possibility. A 3-hour show, they're going to have to do something.
No, I mean I agree there. I think they have to do something, especially with it being a 3-hour show. Like I don't have anything else to say in that regards. I kind of agree with you there.
Do you want to throw out another prediction, bold prediction on your end?
I guess. Ooh.
Yeah, this one is very, very bold and probably dang near impossible in their first year of being on AMC, but TNA Impact hits 1 million views for one episode.
For at least one episode, okay.
See, this is interesting because
And
I
they hit
had
a
a
mill.
similar one that started us off and everything that I was hoping you were here for. And so mine was that TNA will beat an AW show in the ratings.
So and that's like, one of mine too.
A little bit lower than yours, a little bit lower the bar, because I mean SmackDown's still trying to get 1 million and hang up there and everything. So, but I still see to where TNA is going to make a splash, especially with its debut episode.
I feel like if done right, if they can build some type of story, you know, that works in TNA that can get fans invested, I feel like they could hit 1 million. Also, it kind of goes into another bold prediction of mine that they get a big signing from somewhere. And if they get a big signing, that's someone of stature that can gain and draw views to TNA, they could potentially easily hit that 1 million at least one time. I'm not saying every week, one time.
The premiere is a good show. I mean, again,
Right.
if you're gonna start teasing and advertising, like you said, names out there that you have access to, and WWE does seem to have a vested interest in putting this over, why not once? One time. You don't have to be great forever. Just one.
Exactly. Just one time.
Well, KJ, do you want to bring up the kind of TNA prediction you had earlier of a certain, you know, profile showing up in TNA?
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean? Wait, what? The AJ Styles?
About Cross. KJ was talking about, you know, you
Cross.
a big name and everything.
Oh, cryptic. Yeah, Cross. I thought Cross would join TNA. I think TNA has an opportunity to put some guys on TV that can't get on TV elsewhere.
Oh yeah, and with the Righteous already being there, like I feel like that's, you know, something that we can get with Karrion Cross.
Yeah.
I've talked about that a lot with Boston. We've both like Cross needs to be that guy in TNA. I know he has some bad blood with TNA, but those people are gone now. This is a whole new regime. Give them a second chance, Karrion Cross, if you are watching this stream, and head over to TNA, please.
Yeah.
The power of Anthony compels you. The power of Anthony compels you.
We will be here live covering it, folks. We want TNA to do well. We've been a supporter of TNA from the beginning of this channel. You know, we've had in and outs with them because of how they do their programming. We're moving some of our programming to Sundays, so click the bell. Make sure you don't miss. but we want to be here and support TNA. We want to see TNA do well. The more companies that we can get, strong, the better we all are for the as a fan. It's good stuff.
Absolutely. Well, perfect segue into a bold prediction that I have of speaking about strong companies and everything is OP saying, I think Bullet Club will officially end in 2026 once the War Dogs scatter to the winds. And speaking of that promotion, I have one with that of AEW ends the Forbidden Door pay-per-view of New Japan ends its partnership with AEW.
Okay, you said two things, and I agree with one of them.
Okay.
I think New Japan ends its agreement and kind of says no thank you, more than AEW says we're good. I think Tony will do it every year if you let him do it. I think it's going to be New Japan who's like, we've had enough.
Well, I think the Forbidden Door is going to go to CMLL, if anything.
Oh, you think so?
And that's their new little buddy. And New Japan,
MLW,
CMLW.
Let's get the Juggalos in here, Nick.
Yeah, you're down with the clown, but New Japan's already, and it's funny that we had to have a follow-up that Yoda Tsuji's, anti-AW statements weren't in character. Who the fuck thought it was? That I think New Japan's really kind of done with the AW partnership of they've kind of want to move on and establish themselves, and the Forbidden Door things with them have run their course because the cupboards have been robbed bare.
Yeah, they really have. And I mean, if you lose, like, Anthony you just mentioned, or the chat mentioned the scattering of the talent, like the ones that are kind of leading the way now to not the same success as they used to. If they leave too, right? If Dave Finley's gone and
Carnes is a free agent. Driller Maloney, pretty much the whole Bullet Club.
Right. We've already seen others that have left. I think it's the end of the road. It's the end of the road, folks.
Do you think it's the end of the road of the partnership, or we're getting down to the nitty gritty with New Japan?
Well, what point does it just become like AEW versus old New Japan? Like it's like New Japan versus its old self.
Well, yeah, I think the partnership's going to end. I thought you were almost getting towards to where New Japan might be financially unable to recover.
We'll see. I mean, they've tried this Japanese alliance, but I think the Bullet Club's run its course, and I think that the relationship has run its course. Do it every 3 years or 2 years, like spread it out, make it special.
Yeah, to be honest, I've never really liked the Forbidden Door pay-per-views. That's just me. And when y'all started saying the end of the road, I almost broke out in Boys to Men. But
exactly.
I definitely can see them not having the Forbidden Door is something that eventually ends. I see both predictions actually with them just New Japan being the one to cut ties because they've rated them, right? And that's kind of my fear a little bit with the WWE partnership with TNA. I've kind of backed off a little bit because I feel like they may be trying to raid TNA, but
like Santana going to WWE, I don't know.
I don't know, but I do see New Japan kind of pulling the plug.
Do you think WWE's kind of really raiding TNA with the thing? No, I'm asking Anthony, sir. You're not involved here.
I don't think right now they are. I'm just scared for the future. I've seen people talk about how not Mike Santana, Matt Cardona was stolen from TNA. He was never signed to TNA. He was per appearance. So that wasn't someone that was stolen. But we've lost Jordan Grace. We've lost Joe Hendry. Both of those two people were kind of foregone conclusion that they were going to go to WWE. Mike Santana could be another one. It's scary. It's kind of scary to see the top guys go away. And Leon, WWE loves Leon. But Leon is the first. Leon is the first wrestler besides Joe Hendry to appear on a WWE Premium Live event if you call Saturday Night one of those. So those things are a little scary to see from a TNA fan.
But do you not I feel like there's guys that have popped up that maybe wouldn't have under the circumstances. So we'll see. Because I still have optimism, and I do think they're benefiting from some of these cuts, right? Like watching the talent that's gone that way as well, maybe it's not so bad.
No, that's true because it has helped out the knockouts division because we got,
Indy,
Jakar
Takara.
Jackson,
Yeah,
Indy,
that was real weird as shit to see of Mara Sade out there talking to, on NXT when she was just there as Jakara Jackson. That was a little fucking ring around the rosy shit.
I mean, and we still have the Hardys. Like the Hardys just re-signed with TNA. We got Nick Nemeth, who was fired by WWE and came over. So looking at that, I'm glad I'm talking to you guys because, like, looking at that side, okay, TNA has gotten some good people out of it too.
Right. I think there's like it just hasn't been like we're gonna take everybody, and I don't think I think they've done a gradual take on some guys. Like for the longest time, we weren't even sure what company Joe worked for.
That's
Henry,
true.
that is. Like, did he leave? No, he's still doing some dates plus the pre-recordings. So I mean, I'm hopeful, especially with this AMC kicking off, that I read another rumor that the same people that reported that the AMC deal killed the WWE partnership also reported that they're going to keep the partnership till 2028. So figure it out, folks.
What do you think is going to be the biggest free agent signing in pro wrestling in 2026?
Oh, that's a great for the bold predictors.
I mean, does Cross count? Because I mean, if he shows up there, I think that's
if he makes
pretty.
An impact.
But again, he made a big splash, but the ripples I think have faded off. So, does it really go that way? Does Chris Jericho count? Does it?
Chris Jericho's a big one.
Yeah,
Jericho's huge.
Yeah,
right.
Chris Jericho is a huge one. And what he's been gone off of TV a year or so. Is that
Almost
about right? Yeah.
He listened to my letters.
Having Jericho pop up anywhere at this point, is huge.
Yeah,
so
shit.
What's the biggest one?
Is there anything bigger? Like, who do you bring back in the fold that's out there right now?
Well, okay. So
is it a Britt Baker? Like, she's on my coming up list.
I can phrase this: which free agent signing is going to have the biggest impact on the company they sign with?
Cross, if he goes to TNA, we're running that back. I have to. Jericho, I think, comes in as a good support guy, and if used accordingly, he can really help get people over. He can work as a babyface, as a heel. Again, if he's booked well and not doing stupid shit and not trying to do lucha matches. Britt Baker, if she's out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Britt Baker. That's a huge one. Like you said, if she's still out there, that's someone that can be in WWE, right? Somebody that can be in the Knockouts division too. It's crazy that we're even like you said, like she can go to TNA. I'm not sure how much the TV deal is. I heard it's upwards of 30 million. So I think they did a 3-year deal, 10 million per year. So TNA has to be in the strategy to actually sign talent for longer than 9 months, a year.
Yeah.
We have to do the multi-year deals where we sign them for 2 or 3 years. And if we can have that happen, and that's the struggle right now with TNA, if we can have that happen, then we can have people like Britt Baker or a Chris Jericho or, someone of name value show up in TNA.
That's what it is. Chris Jericho shows up in TNA. He doesn't go to WWE or
AEW.
He shows up in TNA, so he could just be the TNA champion for a whole year. He'll be all the champions.
Right. That's hilarious. We're getting down to the nitty gritty.
Well, I got Spaz here with a $5 super chat real quick of holy shit, it's Tony Riggs. Sup, guys? K Jiggy and Nicola, much love, guys. Bold prediction. You M3 and the geek in my box pause keep killing the game in 26.
Let's fucking go. That's the plan. Speaking of killing it in 2026, how is this for a prediction? Because a lot of people don't think it's going to be the case. It's not that bold, but I think it will counter a lot of people. WrestleMania 42 will be better than WrestleMania 41.
Water is wet.
42.
Like that's I get it's a bold prediction, but I also like
a lot of people think it's gonna suck.
I want it to be like that's what it should be. So at the same time, it's like Yeah, I really hope it is.
Yeah, no, I get we hope, but I see a lot of people think it's going to be trash. They went back to Vegas. This is bullshit.
Wait, so WrestleMania 41 was the one last year because I kind of blanked that out
Yes.
of my head. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought
We're
you
getting
said
part two.
42 and 43, which 43 is in Saudi. I hope 42 is better than 41. I
Yeah, I
mean,
think we hope.
41 like was a travesty outside of like three matches, right? You know, the main event of night 2 was great. The opener of the main event, I'm sorry, of night 1 was great. The opener
Right.
of night 2 was fantastic with the Bianca, Io, and Rhea. I did like the Drew McIntyre and was it Drew and Damian Priest in the street fight. I thought that
Yes.
was a fun match. But yeah, we need 42 to be miles better than 41.
We need
Like
it. I'm predicting it will be better.
I feel like that's the
We
reason why
all
they
are just
went
hoping
back.
and praying with you on
There's
this
a
one.
difference between a hope and a prediction. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough, because we're all praying for you.
No, it's a tough shout.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's so weird because 40 was like here. Like, even if here's the top, they were like here. 41 was like here. It still wasn't as bad as I think people really look at it, but it's because 40 was here. Now,
Right.
42 made some bold strategies, Cotton went back to Vegas. Next year after that's in Saudi. Does AW use all of this WrestleMania moving and shuffling and Saudis and everything? And Tony Khan announces a pay-per-view, a big pay-per-view in New Orleans in 2027 around WrestleMania weekend.
Well, now we're jumping a year, bro.
Well, no, he's going to announce it in
Yeah, announce it
2026
in
for the
2036.
show in 2027.
They've already announced a show that's going to be, what, a week before WrestleMania
They have.
Really?
for 2026. No, for 2027. What did they announce? 1 second, let me double check.
Fair enough. Oh, well, yeah, I'm not sure with that. If that's the case, then yeah, but no. With your prediction of 42 should be better than 41, please, if there's a merciful God, that's where it needs to be. It should be, because yeah, 2025 was triple safe. We need, actually put that boot in that asses.
Revolution.
And I think, honestly, and we don't have to go back to 41, but like 41 had potential. Like it had potential to be a really good WrestleMania. And then like things just didn't fall right. And I feel like it's a bold prediction with you saying that, KJ, that 42 needs to be better than 41. I feel like they can pull it off.
It needs
But
to.
like Nick said, 2025 for WWE has been playing it safe, playing the fence, not really doing anything outlandish to keep people interested.
Right.
So they have to really use Royal Rumble all the way to WrestleMania and make it feel special and make it feel, like people want to tune in.
Right. Yeah, they did. They booked Wrestle Dynasty coming up. So, but I agree with everything you just said, Anthony. And I mean, again, it's one of those things I think it needs to happen. So it's not much of a like, holy shit, that's bold, bro. But I got a 50-50 shot at it. And I think for their sake, I mean, no Rock, no bullshit, which we'll get to maybe. But Nick, you got anything that you didn't cross off your list?
Fair enough. Well, I mean, we could keep going about WrestleMania and everything, but no, I have one that this is a deep cut, and this is more of a Twitter prediction than anything, I feel, or it might spawn into something of the Young Bucks will buy PWG in 2026.
Who cares?
This is why I said it's a Twitter prediction and everything like that. I mean, I think it'll end up being kind of like AW West Coast and everything. They might use that as, a halfway. That'll be their evolve to Ring of Honor's NXT type shit. I don't know. Like I said, it was one of those of panning out the predictions, and even then, you've got Excalibur, who's their lead commentator, unfortunately.
Didn't
Who's
PWG
part
die?
owner. What?
It's dead though, right?
It's on a hiatus because of Super Dragon won't sell it because personal reasons, and it's on a hiatus with that. And Excalibur's the other part owner. So, like I said, they've put out there publicly that they would make an offer, a substantial offer, if it was ever up for sale.
right.
And I think that they purchase it, and it becomes another arm of AW's developmental, if you can call it that, process.
Sure. All right. Okay.
You asked me.
Hey, Anthony, what about you?
I feel like this is a huge one. The NXT title lands in TNA hands in 2025, 2026. I don't know to who. Leon Slater is up this Tuesday to
Moose.
potentially win it, but Moose is a good shout out. But TNA needs the NXT title. They TNA had the or WWE had the TNA World title. NXT, I think this year TNA takes the NXT title.
Yeah,
And I think a good person could be Mike Santana being double champ, TNA World Champion and NXT champion.
I want to see it. I wanted that more in 2025. Like I wanted some more of the belts to bounce around, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have belts, use them, have fun with them. I can't refute that one. I think that's a good possibility. I want it.
Oh, I'm more of, you're not beating Oba for that. I can tell you that. I mean, maybe Mike Santana is the only guy that goes over Oba in that situation to win it. I mean, outside of that, your TNA invasion from NXT was the Evolve crew, was Lexus King and Tyson and Tyreek and everything. So
is that still even happening?
I'm so glad that the little invasion part of it is over, but the group is still there because Ariana Grace turned on her father. So that's why the group is still there. But the invasion part is kind of over, and I think this coming Thursday, the title, the international title, is on the line with Steve Macklin, trying to reclaim it from Stax. So I don't know if this was already taped. So I don't know if he won it. I don't want spoilers because I'm excited for Thursday, but hopefully we get that title back soon.
Okay.
I hope so, because honestly, of all due disrespect of Stax and Grace doing their stuff with TNA and everything, I wouldn't want that when I'm jumping to TV deal and everything. You have Macklin there as champion. You leave all of that.
Ariana's been good though.
It's kiddie shit.
It's beating up her dad. I mean, she turned on her dad. She pulled his staff.
I don't want to wait for my life to be over.
I mean, is it any kiddier than anything else? I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm saying, which would you rather, if you're going to make your fucking splash on AMC, which is it a bit, that's a network that skews a bit more adult, being honest, that even know about AMC, and especially if you're going on a 9 o'clock time slot, I expect that they might go a bit of more of an adult level product. So you leave that kid shit over there, and we move on in 2026 at a different level. We act like this is a business.
Yeah, okay. We'll take your word for it. We'll take your word for it. Like, I'm saying things, but yeah, no. No, that works. All right. I got a bold one, and then we're gonna do some chat ones. Dave Meltzer and Tony Khan have a falling out in 2026. A public falling out. I'm going bold. Let's go, Tony.
Now, can we guess? Comments after the video, comments in the chat. Can we guess what it is that makes these two split up? And do they split up, or does Dave and Alvarez split up?
Dave and Alvarez could split up, and I'm thinking Tony. What is Meltzer going to do if some of his faves end up going to the other company? Does he then change his mind? Like, what happens? But what will the catalyst be of them breaking up? I don't know fully, but it's eventually Dave's going to say something stupid, and he said plenty stupid already. I'm hoping this is more of a hopeful prediction.
I mean, I don't know if this could be a catalyst of them breaking up, but it could be Mercedes Moné. I don't know. Start trashing Mercedes Monet, and that happens between Dave and Tony Khan, maybe.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's funny, but yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I want them to break up. Andy
Well,
and Nick, we're
it's
not
just to
talking.
me. What?
What?
I was just saying how it's so obvious that they clearly monkey scratch my back, you scratch mine, and everything, and they constantly go
Mhm.
into this, little safe space.
Yeah.
So, is it gonna be of Tony lets so and so walk or something like that,
This
or
year,
Tony
OP's
books
on it.
will Oscar to lose it
Ooh.
all in? Ah,
Right. Dave throws a temper tantrum, and Tony's had enough.
yeah, that's well because we've seen Tony. I'm not gonna stand for this shit. So does Tony fire up at a media scrum and kind of go on a bit of a tangent?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm in. I want it. I want to see this because it's so fluffy. Like they're two lightweights. It's a very much a featherweight battle. Like it's not two heavy hitters.
No,
Going
it's
at it.
interesting because they keep themselves so AW keeps themselves so secluded with who they do media with, who they
Yeah.
talk to. You'll see people that get brought into the media scrum that don't even cover wrestling. They
Right.
go to this fucking podcast that has 20 subscribers because the only thing
Yeah.
that they talk about is how great Tony Khan is. It'll be interesting if Dave ever grows a spine and says,
If he ever is like, you know what? Truthfully, that match was shit. That'd be lovely if he just once was like, that wasn't good. No, they sucked. Just say it once. Like we're all
Oh,
fans of wrestling, and we all admit that even our favorites suck sometimes. It's okay.
yeah.
Sometimes they don't do good. We're okay.
I mean, that would be interesting to see. Like that, I would like that. And then, like you said, for it to be public and like they go at it on Twitter like little kids, like I'm here for it.
Right? Yeah, I think it'd be hilarious.
Grok, remove the most reliable journalist from this picture. It's just David, like SRS.
So funny. Anyone else want to throw one out there?
I burned my midnight oil, sir.
Yeah, I think the one I already said about Sami Zayn, and the other one is more of a personal request. It's not a bold prediction, so I think
What's
I'm
your
good.
personal request? I want to know.
That Motor City Machine Guns be utilized more in the main roster.
That'd be fucking lovely. I can get behind that.
Coming soon
Like,
to TNA, back again. Motor City Machine Guns.
Right. I'm going to run through a bunch of the ones I started from the chat as far as the ones that get thrown out. We'll make these quick. We don't have to break them or boil them all the way down. And then actually we'll run through a quick rapid fire one word answer breakdown to get out of here tonight. So,
Okay.
Kyle Fletcher beats MJF to become AEW champion.
Oh, yes, please. I like Kyle Fletcher. Please let that happen. Why am I agreeing with MDB tonight? This is not how I wanted my first string back
That's
to
why
go.
I'm going to
But
go the
yes,
opposite and say no.
I'm
I
saying
think,
no.
my prediction earlier was MJF has a year-long title reign. You establish MJF as the dominant champion. You might, get up to God, but you don't mean you win.
Okay. I'm saying no as well. I think Ospreay does. Chris Jericho will come back. Raquel will become babyface. I think this is two separate thoughts. So Chris Jericho coming back. I mean, I'm going to ask this in a second again, but Chris Jericho, where are we? Yay. Is there enough smoke that there's fire?
I think these are both just layups at this point.
Okay.
yeah.
I like it. Arn becomes world champion in 2026. We touched on.
Yeah.
I
I agree with it because I predicted it. So
that makes sense. Marty Jannetty will settle down and get a real job. No.
That man doesn't know what a real job is.
Right.
Tessa Blanchard wins the TNA Knockout Championship.
I think that happens. I do.
It has to, right?
It has to, and then they have to really find somebody to replace Masha because she's gone. So they don't really
come
have
back
a
in
top.
2026.
I don't know with
They're
Masha.
still in
Yeah.
talks. They're still, they kind of feel like, it seems to me, once everything settles down, come on back.
It'd
I
be a
mean,
huge
if she
pop.
comes back, that would be great, I like Masha, so I think that'd be great. But I do see this happening as well.
Yeah, I think it has to happen in 2026. You got her there. She is what she is. At this point, you've committed to her. Make it happen.
No.
No, Scotty.
I'll be the Simon Cowell. No.
Lola Vice becomes NXT Women's Champion. Yes.
She'll be the top one
Yeah.
left in the division when everyone moves up.
Exactly. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Someone's got to carry it. TNA will outshine SmackDown and Raw again this year. Bold all the way around, Cherokee.
That's a big bold, and like I'm here for it. If you feel like TNA outshined SmackDown and Raw in 2025, man, let it happen in 2026.
Okay.
I'm
I
all
don't
for
think
it.
it happened in 2025, so I can't say it happens in 2026.
All right. Moose becomes a permanent member of Raw. No.
No, I think Moose is done after his TNA contract is out.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he'll become on WWE. It won't be Raw, though. It might be SmackDown.
Okay. Joe Hendry wins the championship in 2026. I guess that's wide open. Let's see. Yes.
Yeah.
NXT championship?
I think so.
I mean, a championship. So I'll take the odds on a championship. It could be in speed title. I care.
Nick and KJ get on AWTV again. It's a good prediction. I like it. Might be a spoiler.
Yeah, but we're shows, right? We're WWE shows.
That's the funniest part. Kyle Fletcher is winning. We got that one. Let's keep go. Greener Pastures. They won't let him go. Danhausen and Mr. Iguana become a tag team. Anything's possible.
Anything can happen, right?
Out in the West Texas part of El Paso.
Tony, how do you think TNA goes over on AMC? Also, do you think the TNA, the main roster, WWE interact with the partnership re-up? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think the TNA move to AMC is going to go over very well. I don't know why they switched time slots from 8 to 9. I'm struggling. At first, I was okay with it. I'm struggling with the 9 to 11, but maybe they want TNA to be led in by one of AMC's popular shows. But I think they'll do well on AMC.
2 quick questions. Do you think that they go 9 to 11 because it's going to be more of an adult-based product? And do they stay live? Or do they start live and then they go to taped episodes?
I do know the first 2 weeks are live.
Yeah.
And then after that, I don't think it'll be like last year where they had like one live episode every 3 or 4 months. I think there'll be more live after that, but the first 2 weeks are live. The third week after that is recorded because the second week where they'll be live, they're recording the next night. So we have to see.
But in the 9 o'clock time slot, adult product?
I think so.
What is your obsession with this adult product thing? They're like,
no, I'm just asking because if you actually get more
like,
of the.
Where are we going to show up and like, what are we going to do?
Just asking a question.
We're just going to go buck wild. We're at 9 o'clock. Woo-hoo.
Well, no, we might get AEW's gone more hardcore, blood and guts and everything like that. Syringes and everything. I'm not saying they're going to go full that aspect, but where WWE is more PG a bit, if they're going to go specifically more in the later time slot, which is when Monday Night Raw used to air from 9 to 11, that kind of vibe, does it get more of you'll have a hardcore match? You can get more of, they'll go that avenue with it.
I think they're doing that anyway at 8 to 10. I don't think that changes.
Just asking the question.
I'm answering the question.
It might change just a little bit because they were like on their own kind of channel. Like Access owns AMC. Access owns TNA. So now that they can be on an actual, national syndicated television network, that might be a reasoning of why they went 9 to 11, so they can continue to have the hardcore product that they have.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's going to be more of the same. Could Oba win the Money in the Bank? Could. Not
He
like
could, but I don't see it.
He's not a heavy favorite, I'd say.
right. AW has to leave TNA and TNT and TBS with Netflix officially acquiring Warner and moves blah blah blah. This one we it's so hard to call, but it will be very interesting for AEW in 2026.
Well, they won't have to with what I saw with the Netflix deal with Warner. They're not acquiring TV, so they'll still have TV.
Yeah,
The
That's what I
streaming
heard.
is going to be the issue. Of HBO Max won't be their home anymore. Bleach Report's not their home. Triller's kind of going away. So it becomes really interesting of where their streaming platform ends up.
yeah. Bonk is
Amazon
saying that-
Prime could be somewhere in the mix because they already have the pay-per-view. So
Right.
yeah, Prime might be an option for sure. I mean, again, it's a bit messy. We're going to have to see how it all plays out. I know people have talked about WWE and AEW ending up on Netflix together. Highly unlikely.
yeah,
Kenny Omega has one WWE match, not in 2026, I don't think.
No.
Right. What does TNA have to do to be number 2?
I think they already have it with the AMC deal. I remember saying on the channel last year that if they got a TV deal, this could position them to be number 2. After that, now we have to just have consistent TV. TNA is good at consistent TV, but TNA is also good at not pivoting. And I don't want to rant about Mike Santana. That'd be another time. But they just have to stay consistent with storytelling.
For sure.
There is no point right now to where it's not TNA fumbled or hurt themselves or anything that they don't have a way to capitalize on this. They have every advantage given to them at this point. Everything that they've ever wanted. So now you got it. Now you got a car. Now do you drive it down the highway or do you drive it into a wall?
Right.
Yeah. You have all the opportunity. You have the backing of WWE in a lot of ways. The creative and the show and the product have to kind of dial in and give people a reason to keep tuning in on Thursday nights. And that's it. That's what this will come down to now is you're kind of on an even playing ground in a lot of ways. Who can do it? And I like I say all the time, I know people, AEW killed it in 2025. There was a lot of inconsistencies. There was a lot of weak shows. People are very content with mediocrity over there for some reason. They could do better. And if TNA comes in and starts swinging, they're going to have to.
Right.
Street Profits split Montez 2026 push. I like that one.
We've been waiting for this. We thought it was going to happen in 2025. I mean, now it's interesting because Trick comes in and gets the huge, response and everything. He might be the new kid on the block to get a singles push or paired up with Carmelo. The Street Profits have just been missing. They have been MIA.
Yeah. Which makes you think, you wonder if they're revamping them, repackaging them, what they're going to do with them, right?
Yeah.
They're still there, still part of the company.
Can we just say this as put our hands up there and hope and pray that we get a better 2026 in the tag team division across pro wrestling than we've gotten in 2025 at this point?
I would hope so. Yeah.
As it stands right now, the WWE's women's tag team division is the best tag team wrestling we're getting across the board. We need to pick it up. AEW, TNA, everybody. Let's give some love. Let's give some respect to the tag team division. I mean, why did you sign MCMG if you were never going to do anything with them? Why did you sign, why do you have Gargano and Ciampa if you're not going to use them? Let's find ways to use them and get them over. I mean,
now it might just be DI with no Y because Y might be going out the door.
Right. All right, last one, and then we're going to get out of here. But tag champs, Flair, Tessa, and Y2 RKO, both of those, and Leon and Javon. I mean, one of those out of 3 seems pretty likely.
I'm almost halfway questioning which one.
Right? Leon and Javon, right?
Leon and Javon, yeah.
We got there.
Right? No?
No, that's definitely one.
Where tag team? Where tag team?
What's that?
Where would Leon and Javon be tag champs? Are they TNA
Anywhere.
tag champs? Are they NXT champs? Are they
You could put them anywhere.
champs?
They could be main roster tag champs.
Are
They're
they
fun to watch.
Wrasslin?
They could be. They weren't used enough that way.
Well, we'll see. That's why they'd be this year's version instead of last year's version.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. What we're going to do now, real quick, to wrap this one up and put a bow on it, being that I think we've expelled all our swings. I'm just going to put the clock up, and both of you are going to answer. You can yell over each other. I don't give a shit. We're going to see how many one-word answers. Yes, no, unless otherwise noted. It's most likely a yes or no.
Okay.
All right, let's go. More members of AEW join WWE than WWE joins AEW.
Yes.
No.
Ooh, Cody turns heel.
Yes.
Yes.
Drew becomes champ.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Who wins the men's Royal Rumble?
Roman Reigns.
Oof.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna just say I don't know.
Who wins the women's Royal Rumble?
Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan.
Wow. Jericho returns. We all said yes. Joe Hendry, world champ on WWE's one of their main shows.
No.
No.
Okay. The Rock comes back.
Yes.
No.
Nikki Bella wins the title.
Yes.
No.
Charlotte gets her title back.
Yes.
Which title?
I don't know yet. Britt Baker wrestles.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sammy, world title. Close.
Yes.
Yeah?
No. I was waiting. I was like, whichever one he says, I'm gonna say the opposite.
All right. Last one I'll throw out there before we say goodbye. Gunther retires 2 or more wrestlers.
Yes. Is that the line? We're gonna set it at 2. Over under right now.
Yes.
2.5.
If they have this as a fucking line, any sports betting book that has this as a line of how many wrestlers Gunther retires, you know we heard it here first, and we'll sue him.
We'll sue. But we're looking forward to an amazing 2026. We got lots coming your way, lots of programming, lots of fun stuff. It was a pleasure to see this face back on the screen again. See, it's been a while.
Always
a pleasure to see you. But anything you guys want to add about your optimism for 2026, if any?
Don't be
we need a more shocking WWE in 2026. Like we need more shockers.
All right. I think it's gonna be good. Don't be pre-mad, Nick said. Folks, let's just enjoy the wrestling. This is the best place to watch wrestling. Join us. Don't watch alone. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. Check out all our socials. They're all below. I punched the mic. But that's all I got. We're back on Monday for Raw, 7:30. Huge show. Don't miss this one. We may have multiple new champions, but that's it from the champions here at the Wrestling for Life Network.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you put about that for life with it.
See you on the flip side. Have a good night.